YouTube, it is your favorite gamer here, Above Average Cody, here to discuss the age-old Call of Duty question here on Call of Duty Vanguard. What is the best sensitivity to run in regular Call of Duty multiplayer? Now, we're going to discuss what a lot of pros like to do, what a lot of regular people like to do, and then personally, what I like to do. This is obviously going to cater to controller. It is what I play on here on PC. It is what a lot of the community plays on. We're going to discuss the best horizontal and vertical sensitivity for realistically comfort, but just about everything you're going to do in Call of Duty. Whether you're a hang back and shoot with an AR or a rush up and go crazy with the SMG, whatever you guys do, I'm going to discuss how to find what the best sensitivity is for you. And of course, this is a very opinionated thing. Some people will like a higher sensitivity, some people will like a lower sensitivity. I am merely going to discuss how to find what is best for you as a player. And realistically, let's get into discussing what most pros like to run. The majority of pros in the Call of Duty League, challengers, everything like that, they like to run a sensitivity between maybe 4 and 8. That's a broader scale than what most pros run, but around 5 or 6 is generally the sweet spot of most pros. The reason they run it around there is because on a controller, you want a sensitivity that is high enough where you can spin and snap to enemies, do 180s. Call of Duty is a very twitch shooter, so you have to be able to turn and react very quickly on your enemies. However, you do not want a sensitivity so high that you are over-aiming targets and it is impossible to shoot. Now, in the very high skill lobbies, people are holding very aggressive headies, if you will, and angles where their body is covered and all you can see is their head. If you have a higher sensitivity, just basically on the sensitivity settings, we're not going to talk about ADS sensitivity and things like that, it is nearly impossible to line up a shot if your sensitivity is too high, guys. So, if you're fairly newer to Call of Duty, which most of us actually are not, I recommend starting on a lower sensitivity because aim is going to help you the most in Call of Duty first, and then being twitchy and crazy and cracked is going to help you second. So most important thing is aim and ripping people off head glitches, which is where a lower sensitivity is going to help because you can do those finer movements, those tighter movements, and you're able to hit people in the head, the chest, and exactly where you want to hit them. Now, once you start getting comfortable on a lower sensitivity, maybe a 4 or a 5, then you're going to want to go higher because you want to bridge the gap between ripping people off headies and being very accurate, but also being twitchy and accurate with your shots. And of course, all of this comes with practice, experience, a lot of time in game to find the perfect sensitivity. But realistically, I think that's why the perfect sensitivity does lie around where the pros like to play it, between the 4 and the 8. That doesn't mean you can't play on 11 and go absolutely crazy. If you guys are comfortable with it and you're playing SMG, you're playing very tight corners like this, and you're checking corners, you're being very fast, then you do want a higher sensitivity. But I really do not think when you play on a controller, you really want a high sensitivity for the reasons I already went over. If you are in a head glitch type situation and you're trying to rip people out of that head glitch, especially if you're on a gun like an MP40, you're not going to be able to do so because the higher the sensitivity you go on, let's go up to 11, which is just the example I gave. It is impossible to line that up. Obviously, you can do things like adjust ADS sensitivity, which we're going to do more videos on in the future. But today, I just want to discuss basic horizontal and vertical sensitivity. You are never going to be able to accurately line up your shots if you're on a higher sensitivity. Obviously, if you're playing on a higher sensitivity, you're comfortable with it, you've been doing it your whole life, by all means, you are an outlier. Do it. Just keep doing what is comfortable, guys. But if you're newer to Call of Duty, you're having trouble finding a good sensitivity, I really do think a 5, a 6, a 7 is the best sensitivity for controller players out there. This completely disregards keyboard and mouse players, guys. You're going to see some people that are like super cracked with high sensitivity. They could very well be on mouse. If they're on controller, I promise you they are just absolute demons on the sticks, and they've probably been doing it their whole life. Now, again, I recommend starting on a lower sensitivity, guys, and then working your way up. If you're brand new, you're having trouble on the sticks, guys, I recommend probably starting around a 4 or a 5. That's what I used to do, and now I'm on 6, and that's just where I find comfortable. I play around with 7 and 7 from time to time, but it's just a little bit too fast for me, and I play a lot of rank, guys, and if I'm running the SMG, as I like to a lot, I have a lot of trouble challenging kids all the way over here with it. So that's why I run 6.6, guys. And obviously, if you're over-aiming your target, like you're snapping to a target and you're aiming past them, like say this is the target you're snapping up to and you're shooting past, then you're going to want to lower your sensitivity because it's probably higher than what you're comfortable with. You know, you're over-aiming the target, you're shooting past it. And then if you're under-aiming the target, like you're snapping and shooting too short of your target, then you're going to want to run a higher sensitivity. But the biggest thing is going to be how much seat time you get on whichever sensitivity. Practice does make perfect, especially in a shooter like Call of Duty. You see the pros playing like insane on like 8.8 on the sticks on controller, and you're like, how do they do that? They literally play 8 to 10 hours a day, guys. They've been doing it their whole life, so it's no telling how they got so good at the game. But guys, perfect sensitivity, I would really say, is around 5 or 6 because it does bridge that gap between ripping people off headies at long range across the map, and then also covers the short range twitchiness because you are not too slow. You don't want to be so slow where somebody's next to you and you have to slowly turn and get to them. That may fly in lower SBMM lobbies, guys, but if you're a better player facing better players, I don't know, expert, elite, and ranked, you're going to be having a lot of trouble if you're trying to turn on people with 3 or 4 sensitivity. But all right, guys, I hope this gave you some insight on sensitivity and things like that in the game Call of Duty Vanguard. I plan on doing more for Warzone and things like that. You may think it's all the same, but believe it or not, the scaling in different Call of Duty titles does change depending on what engine they're using. So we'll be doing one on Warzone very soon so I can discuss my differences between my sensitivity on Warzone and my sensitivity on Vanguard. But all right, guys, I hope this video did help you out. Please leave a comment if it did. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. Normally a lot of Halo content, but I've been doing a lot of Call of Duty. We got Modern Warfare 2 2022 coming out very soon, so I will kind of want to dip the feet into the Call of Duty content a little bit. But leave a like on the video, guys, pretty please, and then leave a comment as well, as already mentioned. But that does it, guys. Hopefully this helped you out. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.